chase success with global.media.com. Let's celebrate it with or without champagne.
All right, we are live. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday, and welcome again to another edition of our positivity live stream. A place where we are very intentional about positivity, not just for ourselves, but using it as a catalyst to make an impact, to inspire people, to motivate people, and to make people get to see the goodness and the beauty of the world. So welcome again. We appreciate you. Yes, you already have people tripping in already. Jackie, thank you so much
Hey,
for being the
Jackie.
first person. We can see your comment, Jackie. You say, hey, hey, hey. I could feel the excitement from your voice, even though I cannot hear it right now. But I know how you sound when you do that. You say, hey, everybody. You're welcome, Jackie. So good to see you guys. Drop in the comment, tell us where you are zooming in from so that we can shout you out and let the world know that you are here with us. The one thing I will always tell you is this: you are our MVP. For as many persons who join us on this event, on the comment section, on stage, you are the real MVP. You are the one who makes the event what it is. So one shout you out and let the world know that you are here with us. We have Fumi in the building. Bacon Mama is saying hello, everyone. Yes, Fumi is joining us all the way from YouTube. Yes, it's really all the way from YouTube. Now we are streaming to different platforms. We're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, and also we are recently joining in from Twitch. So if you're on any of this platform, feel free to join us so that you can be part of the conversation. We're always excited because today's edition it's one we are all looking forward to. Today's edition it's one that is so amazing because it's our gratitude experience, and it's a time where we meet together every last Friday of the month to share in gratitude. So if you are here with us today, we welcome you. It's very easy. It's not something you have to crack your head about to see, "Oh, what's the topic? What's going on?" No, we are here to share about gratitude. A lot has happened in the month of June. For some persons, it might be favorable. For some, it might be the opposite. But I tell you, no matter how you went, no matter what happens in the month of June, there is so much that we can be grateful for. And let me tell you, your gratitude will inspire somebody who might be struggling right now. Your gratitude will inspire somebody who might be feeling down right now. Your gratitude will inspire somebody who might not even see reasons to be grateful because of what they are currently going through in their life. So that's why we are very intentional about gratitude, and we bring people who are like, you know what? Let's talk about this. Let's be intentional because gratitude is beyond just saying, I'm grateful. But the ability for you to intentionally say, this is what I'm grateful for. So be specific. Specificity in gratitude is what amplifies the goodness in your life, is what amplifies the blessings. Oh, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for this. So feel free, guys, to join us. We'll be so excited to have you on stage with us because why? It's going to be another empowering conversation. I'm not alone on stage. I'm going to pass the mic to my co-host, who is already nodding his head and ready to go with the gratitude experience so that he can introduce himself as we go about the show today. So King Jamie, like I call him, he's the king of jam session himself. Go for it, brother.
Thank you so much, Zion. Yes, no, you're the king of positivity, man. Everyone, we all have our things that we're great with, and I appreciate the shout out. And yes, good to see everybody here. Make sure you continue shouting out here. We saw Jackie, we shouted out her comment. We saw Fun Me in the house here. Please keep the comments coming. We would love to see where you're joining in from. This is live everywhere, across the world, right? We got people in United States, Canada, to Europe, to Asia, right, to Africa. I mean, we are everywhere. So we want to hear where you're coming from. For those who don't know me, I am Jamie Edwards. I am in Illinois, in the United States, right outside of Chicago. So I'm a far away from Zion, where he's at, right? But together we are close here on the screen, right? But miles away in terms of where we reside, right? But that's the love of this this call, is that we spread it to everybody, and we're coming from all different places of the world, right? But yes, for those who don't know me, I do career coaching, and I have my own company called Jam Sessions with Jamie. And what I do is I help people with their job search. Pretty straightforward, right? I help people with different parts of their job search. So I write resumes for people. I help people with interview practice. So I do interview coaching calls one-on-one, where I help people with how to answer certain types of questions during the interview process, how to negotiate salary, how to prepare for interviews, right? There's a lot that goes into it, and then I also help people with their LinkedIn optimization. So what I do is I revamp people's LinkedIn profiles from start to finish, everything from their banner to their headline, to their about me section, to their content creation strategy. I do everything on their LinkedIn profile, and then we do a one-on-one call where I help them get it in line and get them more visible to people. And we have Leanna, who just left us a comment here. Leanna Stockluoma, good to see you. She says, hello, everyone from Duluth, Minnesota. So she's north of me. So yes, I have not been to Minnesota before, actually. So I got to head up there and check it out. But yes, good to see you, Leanna. Good to see Lisa back in the house again, saying hi, everyone. Hello to you too. Thanks for tuning in. But yes, back to what I was saying. I do career coaching, and I've been doing this now for a few years on my own. I've helped over, I want to say close to 1,100, 1,200 job seekers during this process. I've gotten many people hired, many people into opportunities that they never thought was possible, right? Because that's my thing, is telling people that not to shortchange themselves, reach for the stars. Don't just apply to the things you think you're good at, right? There's always different positions that you might think are outside your scope, but they're still looking for someone like you because they want to teach you how to do things, and you're going to be a good learner, and you're going to continue to grow, right, in that space. So nothing is off limits, right? That's what I tell my clients, and that's why I do this career coaching stuff, because I love success of people who have been looking for jobs for a while. And I love the success of getting them into an opportunity so they can get back on their feet, start making money again, and do something that they really love, right? So if that sounds like something you're interested in, let's have a conversation. Doesn't cost anything to talk to me, right? Let's have a conversation and see if I can help you out with your job search. So that's a little bit about me. I'm excited for our call today with the gratitude session. We're going to talk about what we're grateful for in the month of June, or it's almost the end of wow, I didn't realize that. It's almost the end of the first half of the year. Wow. Crazy to think that. Leanna did say, come to Minnesota in the spring, summer, or fall. Our winters are nasty. Beautiful colors in the fall with the leaves changing. Well, I'm very familiar with nasty winters, being in Chicago or outside of Chicago, so I'm very familiar with nasty winters. I don't like winters either. It is what it is. But yes, I definitely got to come up there. This is the time of year to come up there, so I'll definitely have to try to make a trip to come up there and check it out. So that's a little bit about me. Good to see you all. Keep the comments coming, and we'll bring people up on stage so they can share what they're grateful for. And I'm going to pass it back over to Zion.
Right, King Jimmy, thank you so much for introducing yourself and shouting out our MVPs who are in the comment section. And guys, you know what? Do well to share the event. Invite more people. It's all about gratitude. I tell you, it might be an overwhelming month for some persons, but just a little drop of gratitude, that intentional gratitude, can just make them realize, oh, my week might have been stressful, but it's so much to be grateful for. Oh, my week might not have gone the way I wanted it to go, but there's so much to still be grateful for. So share the event, repost it. If you're on LinkedIn, just go in on repost, click on the repost button, and it's going to repost to your network so that more persons can get to share it. The reason why we are doing this is because with you, we can create more impacts. With you, we can inspire more people. With you, we can encourage more people. With you, we can pass out this message of positivity and gratitude to more persons so that they can get to hear it. And if you want to join us on stage, This is an open invitation. It does not matter who you are, it does not matter where you're from. You are welcome to speak. You are welcome to share because every one of us have our unique stories. As our faces are different, so is our stories different. So Leanna's stories, Jamie's stories, Lisa's stories, Fumi's stories, Zion's stories are so different. But the ability for us to come together to share these unique stories, that's where real impact is being made. That's where people are inspired. That's where people begin to find hope. Why? Because there's so much lessons that we can learn from your story. So, are you grateful for the month of June? Are you intentional about gratitude? Is it something you want to share with people to inspire them about gratitude? Has gratitude be a major catalyst in your life in changing how you think, in changing the way you see things? Is there somebody in the month of June that has been a huge blessing to you? Maybe you want to shout them out, you want to appreciate them, you want to talk about what they did, or was there an experience in June that changed your life, that taught you a lesson, that put you in a place where you had to, rethink and re-strategize and reevaluate your life? Free, coming on stage. That's the link in there on the screen right there. You can copy the link, place it on your browser. It's going to bring you back up on the backstage, and we will bring you up so that you can share and inspire our global community. It's a global view. We have people from all over the world, from all different continents in the world. So you have the privilege to speak to our global audience and inspire them with your unique story of gratitude. That's the link in there. It's on the screen right now, free. Click on it. And maybe you're in a place where you cannot put on your camera. It's okay. You can take off your camera, but as long as we can hear your voice, that goes a long way for some person. Oh, I'm not on makeup. Oh, my face is not so good to show on camera. It's okay. It's okay. As long as we can hear your voice, you are good to go. Free. Come on the backstage. Let's inspire people with your story of gratitude. Yes, Jackie, it's so glad to have you on the show as well. Jackie say, glad to make your show, Zion. Yes, it's so glad to have you. You make us better. You make the community better. And we're so glad to have you being part of the show. Well, for those who don't know me, who is this guy? Who is Zion? Well, my name is Zion Inogeru, as you can clearly see on your screen, popularly known as Mr. Positive Energy, because that's the brand I go by. And for me, my mission is spreading positivity to every corners of the earth, 1 million people at a time. Why? Because we live in a time and in a season where there's so much going on in the world, people going through so much emotional challenges, the government, the economy, finances, relationship, and all these things accumulating together can be so overwhelming, can be so discouraging, can put you in a place where you think, oh, there is no hope for you. You cannot go on anymore. You don't have what it takes to survive it. That's where we come in to bring and teach you how to intentionally stay positive, no matter what you're facing, no matter the challenges, no matter the circumstances. So if you need a coach and a mentor, you need an accountability partner to hold you accountable to staying positive, feel free to reach out to me. Let's go on a journey of positivity together. And also, I help host online events just like this. You have a message, you want to reach out to more people, you want to be visible, you want to your voice to be heard, we can help you host online event like this where you can be able to reach out to more people and your message get to reach out to people all over the world. Then you can as well reach out to me. Let's collaborate together in positivity. Let's work together to make sure that that message you have, that vision you have, reach out to more people and create a lasting and more impact. All right, amazing. We have Margaret in the building, Margaret Martinez. Hola, sister. So good to see you. Happy Friday. Welcome. Amazing. Like I said, the link is in there, free. Click on the link. It's going to bring you on the backstage where you can be able to join us and share your gratitude for the month of June. Like Jamie said, when you said it, wow, half of the year is gone. I had to say, like, wow, that's so true. It's the 6th month. We've gone past January, February, March, April, May, and now June. And after now, we are going to the second half of the month. And I tell you, a lot has happened in the month of June. And one thing I've learned about gratitude is someone who is grateful might not be someone who has everything, but being grateful is that you recognizes the blessings that you have. You might not have everything in this world. You might not have everything you need, but recognizing the value of the little you have goes a long way when it comes to gratitude. So that's why we always say it's very intentional for us to be in a place where we are grateful. Grateful for life, grateful for the experience, grateful for the people, grateful for the things that are happening in your life, especially in the month of June. No, we dedicate every last Friday to this event for the gratitude experience. Why? Because the month can be so busy most of the time. From the first till the last day, it can be so busy. But then just creating out a day of the month to say, you know what, despite all that have happened, I want to stay grateful. Despite all that has happened, I need to embrace gratitude. It just puts you in a place where you actually really able to count your blessings. Most of the time, we are so moving, like we are all moving and thinking about the next thing to do. But then we've not really had time to sit down to say, you know what, I know there's a next thing to do, but let me appreciate and be grateful for the things I've achieved. For you, you have set goal from January to December, but this is the 6th month of the year. And it might look as if you are not getting close to the goal, but there's still so much to be grateful for. That's why we encourage you to feel free, jump on the call and join us and share in gratitude. So for me, gratitude is one of the major pillars or the core values of my life when it comes to embracing a lifetime of positivity. Because whenever I stay grateful, I stay optimistic. I stay positive. It puts me in that place where instead of me feeling that overwhelming feelings when things does not go well, what do gratitude does for me? It helps me to take a deep breath and look inward and appreciate the journey thus far. The journey might not have finished, but there's a journey thus far. There is a journey thus far. You might still have 100 steps to go, but for the 10 steps you've taken already, you're grateful for it. That's progress. In my mentor, we always say progress is progress no matter how small. So for me, embracing gratitude is not negotiable. It's not something you have to think about because it is something that puts you in a place where you are looking forward to 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 the blessings that you have and appreciate it. Yes, Rosemary, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. And we have the amazing Felipe Cofino in the building. Yeah, Mr. Felipe, thank you so much. We're looking forward to our social Saturday event tomorrow happening, and thank you for being a good co-host. Now, what am I grateful for in the month of June? There is so much to be grateful for. I remember last in the month of May, we were not able to host our positivity live stream in the month of May because a lot of going on through the background. But in May, I lost a brother, which was so dear to my heart, and it came like a shock. And now I'm grateful for those experiences I had to go through. At that moment, it wasn't funny. It wasn't so exciting to lose someone, you know, close to you in that way, that in a motor accident. But then I'm grateful for the life and for the children he left behind, which is it's a joy to see them still jump around, play around, smiling, despite that the father is not there with them anymore. So for me, I'm grateful for the experience that happened from the day we had the incident to the burial and everything that had to happen in between. I'm just grateful. And then in those seasons, I had people, friends from the lady community who were always checking in, reaching out, checking up for me to know how I was doing, to know how I was faring. to ask if I needed any support or what they can do to support me. It was just so overwhelming. And that experience really reminded me the power of having community, of having people who genuinely care, who are genuinely there for you, who look out for you, because it was very exciting, to see people calling to say, "Oh, Zion, how are you?" I'll just check it in to know how you're faring, how you holding up, how's the family, how's the kids. So for me, it was just mind blowing. And I want to say a big shout out to the LinkedIn community who has been a huge help, in the last few months and even in the last few years in my life. Having people who, funny enough, we met on the LinkedIn community, and boom, we became family, like brothers, like sisters, who are always there for each other to support each other through the thick and thin, through the challenges, through the life ups and downs. It's so amazing. So I want to say a big shout out to everyone who is part of this community. It's so amazing. And I'm also grateful for family. You know, in the month of June, my sister celebrated her birthday. I had two friends who celebrated their birthday in the month of June, and just to be able to add another year to their age, it's so amazing. We live in a time and season where people do not get to celebrate the new year or the new age or the next birthday. Why? Because they are maybe they experienced something, or they died, or something happened, or they were sick. But then to see them celebrating their birthday in good health, it's so amazing, in good health, in joy, in happiness, and in that gladness of heart. For me, it's so exciting. And I'm just really grateful to have, my friends celebrating their birthday. And also, Laven is in the building. Laven, yes. I was about mentioning your name. Thank you so much for being here. It's so amazing to have you. Yes, good afternoon, everybody from Philadelphia. Thank you so much, Laven. Within the week, Laven launched our podcast, which is hosting with Cora. And I'm so glad to be part of all the things that happened, the logistics and all. And it was an amazing 30 minutes with her to see that she's able to launch, and then seeing that the podcast is going to continue. It's just so amazing. I'm happy that the people around me are doing well, they're doing great. And for me, it gladdens my heart. So, Laven, a big congratulations. And you just came right on time as I was just about sharing that gratitude, to see that you're able to launch your podcast. Thank you so much for being an inspiration to people. And also for you, King Jimmy. I know Olivia celebrated her birthday and within the month, and it's one of those things I wrote down on my list, which I'm coming to be to share in gratitude. Why? Because for me, gratitude most of the time is not just about us, it's also about the people around us. And to see that Olivia was able to celebrate her birthday and she was plus one, and to see that she's six now, and looking at when she was 2 years, 3 years ago, I'm like, whoa, she's grown so fast. So I'm grateful for Olivia for her birthday, which is also amazing. And I pray that she continue to grow stronger and become a great woman in herself. So congratulations to Olivia once again. And also to Mr. Annie. I know he's not here right now because he has a family outing to be in. He might jump in. Mr. Annie can be able to deal with the time. So Mr. Eni has been a huge support system all throughout the 4 years of us hosting the LinkedIn live streams. And his insight and support has been so immense. And also Isa and Lydia, even though they are not here too, a big shout out to the both of you. I know you might be able to watch the pre-live, or you are joining us or watching us now. I want to say a big thank you to you for making our streams always possible. You know, it's priceless to have a community who always shows up, who is always supporting. It's so priceless. And for me, there's so much to be grateful for. And I want to stop there so that I can give King Jamie the mind to also share with us the things that he's grateful for in the month of June.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Zion. Wow. Lots of good stuff there. And like I said, I love this call because it's just nice to talk about the things that we're grateful for. And, we kind of got to take a step back, right, when we talk about things we're grateful for, because, not everybody out there is going to have is not everyone out there is having a perfect month, right? There's things that are going on in our lives that might be anything but perfect, right? But we need to take a step back sometimes and just look up at the sky and just look around us and realize the things that we do have in our lives that we're grateful for, and realize that we might have things that somebody else doesn't have. Or maybe there's something going on in somebody's life that's not going on with us, and people have it a lot harder, right? So it's very important to look at the things you're grateful for and be thankful for the things that we do have, not the things that are going wrong or that we don't have yet. It's what's in our life right now, right? And I just want to kind of do some shout outs here really quick before I talk about some of the things I'm grateful for. I see Jackie Hallberg says, glad to make your show, Zion. So Jackie, thanks for being here. Margaret Martinez says, hello, everyone. Good to see you, Margaret. Rosemary Ibe Njoku says, hello, everyone. Good evening. Good to see you, Rosemary. Thank you for joining here. We saw Felipe's comment here a little bit ago here saying hi on Zion. Good to see you, Felipe. Thanks for being here as well. And Laverne is here from Philly. Nice. I know where that's at. So love. I've been to Philly. There I've been to. I've been to Philadelphia. I loved it up there. We'll talk more about that later. But I loved just the atmosphere up there and the terminal markets and everything like that. I've been up there one time. I had a great time there. Mike LeBlanc is here. Good to see you, Mike, as always. Mike says he's become increasingly grateful for adversity, not because it's enjoyable, but because it has a way of revealing what comfort often conceals. It exposes assumptions, sharpens priorities, tests convictions, and clarifies who truly walks beside you. That is very true. Character isn't built when life is easy. It's forged when circumstances invite you to become someone stronger, wiser, and more grounded than you were before. And that is very true as well. Looking back, many of the moments I'd never choose again are the very ones I wouldn't trade. We all go through things for a reason, right? And the moments that happen in our lives, sometimes they're building blocks and learning lessons of things, and we learn a lot. And I agree with that. Not trading those things for anything. So, Mike, as always, good to see you, my friend. Laverne, Felipe did say happy birthday to your sister. Yes, happy birthdays in the house, right? My daughter, sisters, yes, you got some good birthdays to celebrate. And Laverne says, gratitude is the intentional choice to recognize and appreciate not only life's blessings, but also the challenges, tests, and difficult moments that shape our character. There's a lot of those. You're right. We build our character every day, right? Strengthen our faith and help us become the person we are meant to be. Very well spoken, Laverne. Thank you for that. I love to hear that. And then Margaret says she's grateful just to be here. And hey, very simple, right? Grateful to be here and be in the moment. So yes, thank you all for your shout outs. We love to see them. We read them. This is not just about us on stage here. This is about everybody coming together and be able to share their thoughts. And if you want to join the conversation, Zion's going to put the link up again here in a little bit. You can click on the link. You can join us. You can go backstage, and then we'll bring you up on stage so you can share what you're grateful for as well. And there's the link right there on the stream, as you can see it there. So let's talk about what I'm grateful for, right? Yes, a lot has happened this month, right? It's been a crazy month. It's been a fun month, right? There's been some ups and downs and things going on, but ultimately we're here and we're standing, right? And that's we show up. That's what we do, right? So, glory to God. I'm grateful, as Margaret says, grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be here too. I'm grateful that I woke up this morning and I put my feet on the ground and I stood up and I stretched and I woke up and opened my eyes, and I'm grateful to be able to take in everything life has to offer, right? So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for, my health and just being healthy and just being able to do things and move around and have the freedom to do things, right? I mean, I never take health for granted. Health is our wealth, most important thing for me. So I'm very grateful for health. I'm grateful, as Zion mentioned, we're talking about birthdays, right? Grateful that my little girl, Olivia, has turned 6 years old, right? For those who've known me for a while, you might have seen when I was, more active on LinkedIn than I am now, right? But I mean, I used to post videos of me and my daughter, and you could probably go back in some of my posts and see some of them. But, I posted videos of me and my daughter singing in the car and doing Tuesday Tunes Day and all sorts of fun things with her. And it seemed like just yesterday she was 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, and now she's 6. So people have grown to kind of grown with her through LinkedIn. So happy birthday to her. I'm grateful for my daughter. I'm grateful for my family. my wife Erica, my family, my mom, my dad, my brothers and sisters. Yes, I got a lot of family to be thankful for, and they're all obviously very important people in my life, and just so thankful. And we're talking about family. I can't forget the family that I do this show with, and the family that I'm in this space with, right? So, my family is Zion, Eni, right? Isa, Simona, who no longer joined the call, but they're still part of our family, right? We got Lydia. These people are all part of my family, this family that I grew from this positivity call, and that we do so much, and my family who's in the chat and who joins us every single week, whether you come every week or you come once in a while. This is all part of our positivity family. I'm so grateful to be able to do these calls and share these thoughts and talk about different topics every single week. And Rosemary says right here, I'm grateful for my growth and the amazing people in my life. Yes, right? We all have amazing people in our lives who shape us and make us better, right? And growth is so important. I agree. I love that, because that's the next thing I was actually going to talk about. Is I'm thankful for the growth that is not only happening with me personally in my personal life, right, and how I'm growing as a father, and how I'm growing as a family man, and growing as a partner relationship. But I'm also thankful for the growth when it comes to my business and career coaching, right? And being able to grow and take on clients and be able to help people get hired and help those people grow in their careers, right? That makes me very grateful, and things I'm really happy for and just take a lot of pride in. And Jackie, thank you so much for the shout out to Olivia. So happy birthday to your little girl. Thank you. Appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Love to hear that. Thank you. So yes, I could go on and on about what I'm grateful for, but just life in general has been is always great. My grandpa, like I said, once said before he passed away, he used to always say, when you wake up and you step out, put 2 feet on the ground, today is going to be a good day, right? And that's something I carry with me all the time. Is I say that today is going to be a good day. It doesn't matter how hard the day is going to be. It's already a great day, because I'm here, I'm in the world, and no matter what happens, there's other places that I could be that are a lot worse, and things that could be a lot worse in my life. And I know that, everything happens for a reason. And if bad things happen, I take it with stride. I grow from it. I get knocked down. I come back harder. Right. So that's what I'm grateful for. I can't wait for the second half of the year. And I'm excited to have some people come up on stage and share what you're grateful for. I'll shout out Mike's comment here really quick, how he says he's grateful for the clarity around the depth or lack thereof of his tribe. It's shown me which connections are situational and which are built to endure. As I move forward, I'm less interested in collecting contacts and more committed to cultivating genuine community where people show up for one another, not just when it's easy, but when it matters most. Yeah, that's so important, right? When I was younger, I used to think that it was all about a huge circle, right? Having hundreds of people that know who I am and love to know who I am, and they know Jamie Edwards, right? But I realized over time that a lot of those people are just acquaintances. A lot of those people are just acquaintances sometimes. And then you find out things, and you go through life's trials and tribulations, and some of those people are nowhere to be found anymore. And they only want to talk to you when maybe they need something, or and those people aren't really good friends, right? And they're not really good circles. So when you bring that circle in closer, and you find those people who are going to go to bat for you, and be there for you, you find the contacts and the people that you really want to talk to, and who are long-lasting relationships, right? So I love that, Mike. That's awesome. So we got some good comments coming through. I'm going to pass it over to Zion here. He can shout out some more comments, and then make sure you guys jump onto a stage so we can go ahead and bring you guys up and talk more about what you're grateful for. So Zion, back to you, bud.
Yes, thank you so much, King Jimmy. That's so much you share with us. Yes, Priscilla is in the building. Priscilla is saying, I'm grateful for life, good health, family, and friends. Indeed. Thank you so much, Priscilla, for sharing your gratitude. I need somebody needs to hear this. I mean, somebody needs to hear there is need for you to be grateful for life. There is need for you to be grateful for good health. There is need for you to be grateful for family and friends. There are persons right now who their head might not be so okay, but you reminding them to be grateful for health. It's very, very important for family, for friends. Yes, thank you so much, Priscilla. We appreciate you. And to me, it's saying, I'm grateful for life, grateful for all that has happened in the first half of this year, grateful for the kids I teach and mentor, and grateful for family. Yet, as a coach, you can be grateful for your mentees. You can be grateful for the people you are coaching. As a manager, you can be grateful for the people you are managing. There is so much to be grateful for. And for us, this is the intentionality that we want. You can be teaching kids and you're not grateful for them, probably because, oh, they make you shout, they make you run around, or they make you scream at the top of your lungs. But being grateful that you have those kids in your life, it's very important. So thank you so much for me for reminding us of the need for us to be grateful for the people around us, even as mentors, to be grateful for our mentees and the people we teach. So thank you so much. We have Uncle Mike in the building with us. And yes, anyone you want to join us on stage, feel free. You know, dropping a comment. Maybe you are trying to come up, keep dropping the comment, or you want to be part of the conversation and be part of the community. Feel free. That's it. The link on the screen right there. Impute it in your browser, join us and share in your gratitude today. All right. We're having more people jumping in. If the room is getting fuller, don't sleep on this. Why? Because your message has the power to inspire more people out there in the world. So, with that being said, I'm going to pass the mic to Uncle Mike in the building so he can share with us the things that he is grateful for in the month of June. Uncle Mike, the mic is yours. Ooh, the rhymes. Uncle Mike, the mic is yours.
Thank you, thank you. First and foremost, Zion, I've said this before, but I am so grateful for you and Annie and Jamie hosting these Fridays because, first of all, you have a smile that doesn't stop. And there are weeks that are less happy than others, and so coming on on these Fridays and really just focusing on being positive and gratitude, I think, are so important. So I wanted to say that. As I mentioned in the comments, it may be sort of antithetical, but I think we do need to be grateful for challenges or adversity or times, tough times. And I have a saying, life happens for us, not to us. And I think that's an important mindset to have because life is going to have ups and downs, as Jamie was talking about. And I think we sort of have to acknowledge that. But then I really think it's helpful for anyone that's listening when we're going through tough times just to focus on maybe even in the mornings just having a gratitude list of things that we are grateful for and start the day like that, because if we don't and we're going through a rough patch, it can be first of all, I think sometimes we can isolate, which I don't think is good. um, and I think generally when we're positive and when we're grateful, we will attract like energy to ourselves. So I think that's important. One of the things I'm grateful for in June was I had a chance to go visit my adult sons in Pennsylvania, which I don't see very often. And so while we were celebrating, or around, we celebrated sort of an extended Father's Day, and I had the chance to take them to some of the homes that I had been in as a young man. And it was I don't even know how to describe. I don't know if any of you have had the experience where you go back where you thought things were huge or long distances, and you go back and it's a lot smaller than you remember. But I had the chance to show my two adult sons, for instance. I lived in a town that basically had been built around whitewater rafting, and so I got to kind of show them around. I got to show them the falls and the Whitewater River that I was actually living on. So I'm just very grateful for that time that I was able to spend with them and my wife. Um, so that's the share I got for you today.
Yes, thank you so much, Uncle Mike. That's so powerful. I love it when you say when you are grateful, it attracts like energy. That's very powerful. Gratitude attracts gratitude. So when you stay in the place of gratitude, you're going to attract more gratitude into your life. And thank you to us as well for pointing out Father's Day. And it's an opportunity for us to wish every father out there in the world. I know Father's Day is past, but then every day for me is Father's Day because all the men in the world deserves their accolade, deserves to be appreciated. So to Uncle Mike, to King Jamie, to myself, and every other man out there, we are saying Happy Father's Day to you. And it's a great experience, to actually spend the time with your sons and then with their friends. I'm sure it was an amazing experience to just be with them and just like a throwback to where you used to live, show them around, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of laughter and a lot of learning from you. So thank you so much, Uncle Mike, for sharing your gratitude with us because to spend that time with your adult sons is priceless. Like you said, you don't see them often, but the moment you were together, it's worth the gratitude because it's an experience that money cannot buy. It's an experience that you cannot get tired of talking about because family time is always the best time. So thank you so much, Uncle Mike, for sharing your gratitude with us. We appreciate it so much. And I believe that more persons will be reminded of the need to appreciate the moment they spend with family, with their daughters, with their sons, with their nephews or nieces, as the case may be. All right. Yes, Laven, thank you so much. Professor Rosanna is in the building. She's saying happy Friday. Happy Friday to you too. Say, yes, I'm grateful to God for this day. Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you so much for your amazing support and always being here with us. Yes, Laven, thank you so much for your kind words. Say, yes, Zion have a smile that don't stop. We are grateful for that. Night. It's making me to smile more and more. Thank you so much, Laven, for your kind words. We appreciate you. We have our wonderful, amazing sister in the building, Margaret Martinez. This lady, she has so much to be grateful for. When she talks about gratitude, it inspired me a lot because she has so much story, so much experience, and a lot to be grateful for. Um, with that being said, I'll pass the mic to you now, Margaret, so you can share with all the things that you're grateful for in the month of June.
Thank you so much. Wow, what a warm welcome. And thank you, and positive welcome. And thank you, my brothers right here on the panel. Thank you so much. And for the invitation to speak and everyone listening. You can see all the beautiful family, like you said, Sion. So I just wanted to say hello and start off my day. I do start off my day every day with gratitude. This morning, I did a little bit something. I did. And before I do tell you what I did, which is kind of funny, but I feel like it was really important. But I do want to say happy birthday to Olivia. And this is mostly why I came up. And blessings to you, Jamie and Erica, and just blessings to you and your and many, many more years. But I did want to say that this morning when I woke up, I did something a little bit different than gratitude. So I always thank God and say, "Hi, wow, another day." I always wake up. When I wake up surprised, right? Because we're not promised this day. So I wake up and I'm like, "Oh, wow," which is funny because that's what my daughter, when she was 2 years old, she would wake up like that. Wow, it's in the two morning, and just stuck with me, I think. So, but this morning I was like looking at myself and I said, good morning to you. And then I gave myself a hug. This is going to sound very funny and corny, right? And then I kissed my hand and I said, good morning, hi, and thank you, hand, and thank you, arm. And because our body, okay, so this is why I did what I did, because our body carries past aggression, past anxiety, past anger, right? Or any kind of, if you run into somebody, I ran into somebody who was really, really a gentleman, who was very angry, and although I didn't understand what was the situation. I was in a hurry. I had my daughter with me, so I was cautious. But I would have approached him if she wasn't with me, because I would have wanted to know, hey, how can I help you, right? But but that stuck with me. So I just felt like that energy was around me. So I just feel like if we have gratitude and cleanse our body, it's another way of just, cleansing and letting go of all of that surrounds us, right? And so I did something a little bit different. So I was just like giving myself a hug and saying hi, and just thanking myself and my body for it carrying me all these years, right? And continuing to doing what it's supposed to do. So I have gratitude for that, and gratitude that we are all together. And hi, beautiful sister Rosemary. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak. Have a blessed day and take care.
All right, thank you so much, Margaret, for sharing. Don't go yet. Please stick with us. There's a question coming up that we love us to chip in individually or together. But thank you so much for sharing with us your gratitude. And also, one thing that really spoke to me was gratitude for your body for carrying you all these years. These are things that sometimes for me personally, I didn't even remember being grateful for that at the first place. I'm like, oh, so that's something I need to be grateful for. To be grateful for my body. That my body is still strong enough to carry me, to hold me. I can still move my hands, my legs swiftly, without feeling any discomfort. It's so huge. So thank you so much, Margaret, for reminding us of the need for us to be grateful for our body. Sometimes we can talk about our body in ways that is not supposed to be, but then we don't appreciate our body enough. We do not appreciate our body enough. So having this body, you have been in this skin, in this body for 50 years, for 40 years, for 30 years, for 20 years, for 17 years, as the case may be, it's something that we really need to be intentionally and be grateful for. So thank you so much, Margaret, for sharing that with us. I'm going to pass the mic to King Jamie to help us introduce our wonderful guest who is with us on stage, Rosemary, and then we'll go around to the next question.
Sounds great. Yes, and thank you both, Mike and Margaret, for coming up and sharing your thoughts on today's topic and talking about what you're grateful for. Margaret, thank you for the shout out for the happy birthday wishes to Olivia. Definitely appreciate that. Like I said, she's growing like a weed for sure. So thank you so much for that. And I love the proud mom because I put proud dad on my headline as well on LinkedIn, so I can appreciate that. Let me go ahead and bring up our next guest here. She is a bag of positivity, as you can see on her headline right below her screen. We got Rosemary in the house. So, Rosemary, I'm going to pass it to you. Where'd she go? Oh, goodness. That's a slap in the face to me right there. No, but that's all right. Well, hopefully she can come back up here and share some thoughts here. But yeah, no, like I said, I know we got a lot of people in the chat too. So if you want to come up here, we have the link right in the chat. All you got to do is click it. It'll take you backstage. Zion will put you up here and we'll bring you up here to share some thoughts too as well. There's this is one of those calls where it's we're having fun on this call today, right? We're all talking about things that we're grateful for. So there's no right or wrong answer to this, right? I love to just hear what's going on in people's lives and what are some, things going on that you're grateful for. And if you're, if there's some things that are struggling with, if you want to share them with us too, we are all community here, right? We're a positive community. We lift people up. That's what's super important, right? So I know, Zion, you mentioned wanting to pass this around the room and talk about some things. So I'm going to get over to you. So yeah, go ahead, my friend.
Yes, thank you so much, King Jamie. The question is going to go around, from Uncle Mike to Margaret to yourself and then to me, because sometimes the question is this: if you want to shout out one person right now in the month of June, who is that person in your life that you want to shout out right now at this very moment? Just think about one person that you can shout out, right now on the show. I'm sure the person might get to hear it, might get to see it, or the person might not get to, but then who is that one person who in the month of June has made a positive impact in your life and you want to make a big shout out to them. So we start with Uncle Mike.
Well, besides you, Zion, I would have to absolutely pick my wife. Um, she's actually the one that kind of encouraged me to plan and execute this trip um, to see my sons. And she's just a super human being. She pushes me to be grateful daily. When I'm moping around. Uh, so she is both my partner and my mentor, and yeah, I am just really, really grateful for her.
Love it.
Wow, that was amazing. I'm glad I asked. Now you see, before you went for the trip, the background story of you going to the trip finally came out. So see, okay, this is the person that really inspired me. Thank you so much, Uncle Mike, and a big shout out to your wife as well for being a huge and a positive impact in your life, for inspiring you always. Nothing feels so good than having that person in your corner who is only there to inspire you, to motivate you, and push you to do much more than you thought you could do. So thank you so much, Uncle Mike. And Margaret, let's go to you. In the month of June, who is that one person who made a positive impact in your life and inspired you?
Yes, thank you so much for that question. If I have to uh, answer that for one human person, because first I like to shout out my father, my heavenly father, because without him, nothing would be possible in my life. But definitely, I would shout out. There's so many people, right? It's hard to always just pick one. But the one closest to me is my daughter because she is an inspiration in my life, and she is an overcomer. She's overcome a lot of adversity and things. I have seen her grow. Very mature young lady, and now in her teens, and she's power driving that teenhood and trying to understand her emotions and feelings and bringing her awareness up, which I'm wow, she blows my mind. But I'm always inspired. Like even today, I was talking about the event that I have tomorrow night. I have one tonight for Saving Teen Lives, Brother Chris and his wife. But the one for tomorrow is the book that I wrote for, which I'm also grateful for all the frameworks that I've written. Excuse me. But today, somebody purchased one of the his man in the man in his voice, and I was talking to her about it, and then I was talking about the event right with her, and you know what she told me? I was blown away. This is a 15-year-old. Okay, she goes, "Yes, mom." She goes, "You should also mention about misogyny." And I said, "What? How does my daughter know this about men, right? About this, and she's fatherless, right? Well, fatherless in a sense because I'm a solo mom. So, but she has done a lot of research. She likes the framework that I put together, and she looks at that. She goes, "But I was like just blown away." So, do you see what I mean? She is Mm, she educates herself. She's self-taught. She's learning Korean. She's written all the Hangul. I mean, it's just very impressive the way I see her and how she is. So a lot of my inspiration and encouragement comes from her. So I like to shout out my daughter. So thank you so much. I appreciate the question. Blessings to you all.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, still one round of questions to go, but that will be later on. But let me allow King Jamie to go with this to tell us who is that one person that he wants to shout out on the show today.
Yeah. So if I'm shouting out, there's like everyone said, there's a lot of people we can shout out, right? Hard to kind of limit it to one person, but if I had to pick one person, right now would be my partner, Erica, right? Because she really keeps me grounded. And really pulls a lot of the weight when it comes to our family and with Olivia and, She works really hard in her job. She does sales, so she's always out in the field. You know, sometimes staying out later than normally the workday goes, and she's always doing things. And when I have things going on with my clients, she makes sure she can watch Olivia, pick her up certain places, take her places, right, when I'm not available. So really makes things a lot easier for us and our family, right? And I definitely couldn't do this, by myself. I could, but it makes it easier, obviously, with her being able to pull the weight. And Margaret talking about single mom and whatnot. I mean, I bless your heart. My mom, was a single mother of five. And my dad left me when I was younger, just kind of left our lot, just walked away, and that was it. And it's okay to talk about now. It doesn't really matter to me anymore because it was a long time ago, right? And I'm better for it. But my mom raised us, five of us, by herself, and it was not easy for her. I saw the struggles that she went through, and me being the oldest, had to kind of be a role model to my brothers and sisters. And my grandpa was our father figure. So, kudos to you for being a single mother and really just making it happen, right? And and doing everything I know you can for your family. So I just want to shout that out and just kind of give you your kudos and your props for that. So, but yes, it would be Erica who really holds down the fort for us and makes life a lot easier, and I'm grateful for her.
Whoa, amazing. Thank you so much, King Jimmy, for shouting out Erica. And it just also reminded me to make a big shout out to all single mothers out there. It's not easy. And it also reminds me of my mom, of how she trained us single-handedly after we lost our dad, being a single mother and all that had to happen. It's a lot. And the person I want to shout out for the month of June is my mom. A big shout out to her for the strength she carried throughout the month of June, for everything she had to carry as a burden in her. There's so much that mothers go through that they might not be able to say out, but then for her being a beacon of light and hope and a source of encouragement all the time, it's so, so amazing. So with that, we say a big shout out to all single mothers out there and to all mothers generally. It takes a whole lot to be a mother. It takes a whole lot to cater for the family, for the children. So we shout you out. We want to say thank you for being the best out there. We appreciate you. We have Rosemary back in the building. Rosemary, if you can hear us, I know before the network kicks you out, just jump in quickly and share with us what you are grateful for in the month of June. Rosemary, are you there? If you're speaking, just unmute your mic, please. Oh, ooh. Oh, okay. Hopefully, you might be back soon to share your thought. We really appreciate you. I will thank you for being here. Before I go ahead with the next question, I want to shout out Uncle Mike's comment in here, which says, another thing I'm deeply grateful for is simply being alive. After my quadruple bypass, every day feels a little less ordinary and a little more like a gift. Experiences like that have a way of resetting your perspective. They remind you that time flies 1 years. But they remind you that time is infinite. Relationship matters more than accomplishment, and gratitude is a choice worth making every day. I'm thankful for the second chance and commitment to making it count each and every moment. So I bring attention and intention to each interaction. I'm blessed to be involved. Thank you so much, Uncle Mike, for always inspiring us with your story and to reminding us to be intentional about every conversation and that relationship truly matters in our life. So thank you so much, Uncle Mike. Rosemary, we were still going to wait for you to come back so that you can be able to share with us. And that brings us to our last question for the day, to just so that we can all share our perspective. And also, if you still want to join us and stay, feel free. The link is in there. You can join us. So the last question is about gratitude. Now, we are talking about gratitude today, gratitude experience, gratitude for the month of June. My question is, How has gratitude changed your perspective towards life? You know, there used to be a way you think, there used to be a way you treat life, but then I'm sure that gratitude has done something for you. For you personally, the question is, how has gratitude changed your perspective towards life? I know firstly when we talk about, let me go to Margaret right now. Let me do ladies first at this point, then we'll go into Uncle Mike and Jimmy and then myself before we run up the event for today. How has gratitude changed your perspective about life?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. Gratitude always changes, even daily, the outcomes of how your day runs. I feel like it has humbled me and it has made me warmer and softer towards even times where I see people being mean or rude. It gives me a brighter understanding and a more empathy. So, gratitude, living in gratitude, is really brings up the realization of what I have. I don't live a richly life, monetarily, but I do feel rich. I feel wealthy, I feel healthy, and just having my health right there is everything to me. So when I'm grateful for the priceless things that I have, the outcomes of things, of situation, circumstances, it really changes and evolves in a different way. So thank you so much for that question. I appreciate you. And respectfully, I will have to leave because I also
Yes.
want to support our Marta Lobos and Christy Williams. So thank you so much. Gentlemen, I'm so glad that you highlight your wives. It's very important. I love to hear that because they go through so much, just like a single mom. They go through so much because they have so many hats to wear. So thank you.
Oh,
Blessings. Bye.
yes, I'm glad I allowed you to speak first. Thank you so much, Margaret, for inspiring us and sharing with us. We appreciate you. Thank you for all you do to support everyone in the community. I see you pop up in different rooms that I attend as well. So thank you and have a wonderful evening ahead of you. Stay blessed and God bless you. All right, Uncle Mike, we go to you next so you can share with us.
Well, thank you, and thanks for the question. I have to say, and I'm going to tie in my comment because it is so. When you're faced with your own mortality, uh, if if your if your response is not gratitude, I really don't know what to say to you because after that, and I met a few other gentlemen that were going through similar operations. Some had actually heart valve operations, some had bypasses. And it was a complete, I mean, I had had kind of some near death experiences before, but this was related to, the thing that keeps me alive. And so it was a complete mind change. It was absolutely complete mind change for me. And so out of that came this real it's gratitude and um a focus on bringing positivity, intention, and attention to every interaction that I have. And I think I wouldn't say I was existing before, just kind of bumping along. I was trying to do more than that. But when you've had an experience like that, you really want to leave a legacy of love, leave a legacy of lifting other people up, leave a legacy of positivity, leave a and gratitude is the I get it's really to me it's the acknowledgement that I I need to I well I need others, number one, and so I'm grateful for others, but I'm just I mean I need a functioning heart, so I'm very grateful to have that as well, because I will say in the rough and tumble world, I think, and I'm going to direct this towards men, because often men don't take care of their health. I really am going to encourage everyone to keep on top of their health, whatever those health issues are. But yeah, that was a game changer to me. Was just being grateful to make it through that, and then just really focus every day to not take each day for granted, really. So that's what gratitude's done for me.
Wow. Thank you so much, Uncle Mike. I'm so glad I asked this question. Probably would have not gone deeper into this conversation. And also reminding us of the need for us to care for our health is very, very important. Thank you so much. All right, King Jimmy, let's go with you.
Yeah, so good stuff from both Margaret and Mike there, right? But for me, what gratitude has done in my life is it's really, I mentioned this earlier, but it's really made me appreciate the things that I already have in my life, right? Not really making me think like, oh, I wish I had this, or I wish this could get better, or I wish, things could be differently by doing this. Like for me, it's really made me realize that, to be grateful is to just once again be happy of what I already have, right? My family, my health, right? Things that are important. I might not have the most money in the world, and that's okay, right? Money doesn't always bring happiness. I mean, yeah, it brings happiness for a little bit, right? But ultimately, what good is money if you don't have, means to spend it on certain things, you're not happy about other things, and you're stressed out about stuff. So to me, really, once again, it just makes me appreciate just everything in life. It could be as simple as just going outside and taking a walk for a half hour and just breathing in the fresh air and just seeing what's happening around outside, like little things like that, that are, really make me grateful and realizes that, as Mike said, it reminds you that time is, finite. So like, it's like, we don't have that much time on this earth, right? So we got to enjoy those things, and we got to be grateful we have, and we got to really hone in on those relationships and make them strong, and be there for those who really care about us. And yeah, that's what being grateful is. Being grateful and having gratitude every day has meant a lot to me. Is just appreciating those things I already have and not worrying about the things that I don't.
Well, powerful. Thank you so much, King Jimmy, for reminding us of the need to appreciate the things we already have instead of complaining about the things we don't have yet. For me, all the perspective resonated with me because for me, I used to be in a place where I was constantly complaining about the people, about government, about the economy, about people who does not come true for me. Especially coming from the background I came up from, there's some expectations I had from some persons towards me, which was not met. And for me, I was in that place where I was always grumbling and complaining and thinking, I was always wishing, I wish this was this, I wish this was this. So it put me in that place where I was always overwhelmed. I was always looking at what I don't have. I was always looking at what didn't work out well. But from the moment I began to embrace gratitude intentionally, I have my gratitude journal where I write down the things I'm grateful for, which has really helped me so much. Gratitude helps me change my perspective concerning my blessings. As much as there's things I want to have, there are things I want to accomplish, there are things I already have, there are things that I already accomplished. The ability for me to be intentional about these things is something that gratitude has really taught me, has changed my perspective about. And also, where I am today is a place that is a prayer. I have a roof over my head, you know, I have a bed to lay down on, I have food on my table to eat. For me, you see that there are millions of people out there in the world right now who do not have roof over their head, who do not have clothes to wear, who do not have food to eat, who might not even have access to the internet. So for me, gratitude put me in a place, opens my eyes to see that what I have is a huge blessing. I might look down on it, but there are thousands of people out there who do not have what I have. The moment I began to see things like that, it changed my perspective that no matter how little or how small what it is I think I have it is something that I need to be grateful for. So for me, it always reminds me to be grateful for where I am, who I am, and what I am. And lastly, for the gift of life. Every day is a gift. You slept last night and you woke up this morning. It's a miracle. We are so used to sleeping and waking up that we think it's normal. We can go to bed up this morning, so it's normal. But for me, gratitude has reminded me to see that what sleeping and waking up, it's not normal. It's a miracle. And this happened because when I was much younger, an incident happened whereby I slept on the same bed with a friend of mine, and like a family friend, the person did not wake up, but I woke up. Imagine going to the bed and say, "Oh, good night," same the next morning. And the next morning came, only one person stood up from the bed. And from that moment, it dawned on me that being alive is enough to be grateful for. For most people, we complain about you don't have a job, you don't have the finances needed to pay the bills or do certain tasks or certain goals. For some it's relationship, for some it can be anything at all. But you can actually think about all these things because you are alive. The person in the grave will not think about goals, will not think about ambition, will not think about jobs or relationship or finances. See, for me, gratitude has put me in a place where every day for me, it's a gift. And it's a gift I'm reminded to be grateful for. It's a gift I'm reminded to be in a place to say, thank you for this gift. So to anyone out there in the world under the sound of our voice, you are here with us live, or you're going to be watching the replay. I want to say congratulations to you because we are grateful for you to be here with us. Yes, things might not be going the way you want it to go. The plans you had might not be going the way you plan it to go. But I encourage you, do not be discouraged. Do not fall in the trap of grumbling, of nagging, of complaining, but instead be intentional about gratitude. For the fact you can set a goal is something that you need to be grateful for. For the fact that you are even sane, you can think right. It's something to be grateful for. There are a lot of people who are not sane at all. They don't even think about goals or vision or tomorrow or buying a house or buying a car or setting up a family. Why? Because those things does not even cross their mind. So there is so much to be grateful for. For somebody out there, it might be you have a challenge with your health. We're sending you love. We're sending you peace. We're sending you joy. And just to encourage you that, yes, your head might not be right now. Your head might not be the way you want it to be right now. But for the fact that you are alive, I celebrate you. Kudos to you. I appreciate you for holding on, for standing strong and being here and being alive. We celebrate you. And for you, you might be applying for jobs for years now. And maybe you are getting rejection, you're not being employed, you're not getting the right job. Kudos to you. For the fact that you are here today simply means there is hope for you. For the fact that you are living, it simply means there is hope for you. So I encourage you, do not give up. Rather, embrace gratitude. That you are able to even apply for a job. You can think about the job right now. It's something to be grateful for. You have a family, you have a spouse, you have a child, a daughter or a son, you have your loved ones around you. It's something for you to be grateful for. There are thousands of people out there who are alone in this world. No brothers, no sisters, no fathers, no mother, no siblings, no children. It's just them out there in the world. They are still grateful. So I encourage you, look inward. There are many gifts in your life. It does not matter the challenges you are facing right now. There are many gifts in your life. There are many blessings in your life. The gift of health, the gift of life. For the fact you could breathe in and out without having to be given oxygen. It's something that you need to be grateful for. I can go on and on and on and on to show you the reason why you need to be grateful and things you have to be grateful for. But time might not permit us to go on and on. But I encourage you. Gratitude is something we need to embrace. It's like a breath of fresh air to you. In the overwhelming feelings, in the challenges, in the circumstances, when you are still grateful, it's a breath of fresh air to remind you that you being alive is something to be grateful for. So, I want to appreciate everyone for being here with us. And before we call it a hand for the show today, I just want to go around the room. Our last thought for today on gratitude, or any final words to say before we end the show today. So let me go to Uncle Mike first, then King Jamie, and then we can wrap up the show. Any final thoughts?
Final thought is love the ones you're with, or live life loved and loving. Cherish your relationships. It goes back to what I was talking about before. And just be grateful. Be cognizant of the people in your lives. Try to give them the benefit of the doubt. You never know quite what they're going through. So I always say, hey, uh, you know, your freedom stops at my nose, meaning I may have to draw a boundary if you're particularly if you're getting kinetic. But generally, I want, because I don't know what's going on, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, particularly if you're a family member or a close friend, and have that elasticity. But that all goes back. I also believe, like you, Zion. I think our relationship with God is first, so there's that vertical connection, and then out of that comes all of the horizontal connections. And so, like Margaret said, obviously I'm grateful uh, to God, but I'm grateful for that relationship too, because out of that springs everything else. That's what I got.
Very nice.
Wow,
Awesome. Thanks. Yes.
amazing. Thank you so much, Uncle. Yeah, go ahead, King Jamie. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no worries. And I see that I think Rosemary's back on stage too as well. But yes, I just want to kind of briefly just say, you know what? Like I said, the thing I take away is that we're all grateful for different things, right? But ultimately, the things we're grateful for, right, are things that are important to us and have meaning in our lives, right? And they're all different things, and we can all come together and talk about these things and take nothing for granted. I know I take nothing for granted, right, in this life and how fast it goes by. And just, if there's one thing I can say is just make sure if you're living a life that's going 100 miles per hour, take time to stop and smell the roses around you. Take time to appreciate what's around you and whatnot. Because when it passes you up so fast and you're flying 100 miles per hour, sometimes you miss life's important moments in the journey. Life's too short to have to do that. So really, just take the time to appreciate the things around you and then the life you have, and just keep focusing on those things that you do have that make you grateful. So that's just my final thoughts. Look, Zion, are you there? I think we might have lost Zion. Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It looks like we lost
Oh,
our
there
other
you go. I
guest.
think we can hear him now.
Yes,
Zion, you there? There
Uh,
you are.
I can hear you now. I think I was like, what's going on? Thank you so much, King Jamie and Uncle Mike, and reminding us for the need for us to be appreciative of the relationship we have. I tell you, having those relationships in our life is priceless, and it's very, very important. Sometimes we look outward, we look at the things outward, but then the people around us, we don't really pay our attention to be grateful to. I think we have Rosemary. Rosemary, can you speak now? Hello, Rosemary. If you're there, can you speak? Oh, okay. I think it's still the glitch. We really love to hear you speak, but then, well, thank you, King Jamie, again, and Uncle Mike. And for me, the relationship we have in our life is priceless. And sometimes we might take it for granted. We don't really see it that much. But when we are very intentional about the people in our cycle, about the people in our life, it's very important. For me, I just want to encourage people of the spread more love, spread more kindness, be more compassionate to people. I tell you, from my experience, I've seen people going through so much. They might not look it, they might not appear like they're going through so much, but deep down, they are truly going through so much. But your kind words can make a difference. Your love towards them can make a difference. Your compassion towards people can make a difference. Saying something nice, appreciating people can make a huge difference. If there's something you can do, just be kind to people. And you might not know who you might be helping. Asking a question, how can I help you? How can I support you? How can I be of help? What can I do to make your life better? Can go a long way. Or telling people, oh, I love you. Jamie, I love you. Mike, I love you. Rosemary, I love you. Annie, I love you. Margaret, I love you. Can go a long way to remind them that they are loved. Many persons feel so unloved because of what they are going through. They feel so, oh, they are not worth it. But you telling people how much you love them reminds them of how much they are worth love, how much they are worth kindness and happiness in their life. So if you have an opportunity to spread more love, feel free, spread more love, because you don't know who might be here and whose life you might be changing by sharing more love to people. Rosemary, can you still share? I hope you can. I hope you can. But with that being said, if we cannot hear from Rosemary today, we are starting out our brother Jay in the building, Jay Pascal. Love and light to you, brother. Love and light to you, brother Jay. We appreciate you. And he's shouting at Uncle Mike in the building. Say, hey, Mike. Yes, he's shouting at Uncle Mike. Thank you so much for being here with us. We appreciate you. All right,
Can you hear
community,
me?
friends, brothers, and sisters. Yes, okay, Rosemary, we can hear you now. Go for it.
Thank you so much. The network glitch is something
Finally.
else. I'm grateful that I'm finally here. That either I win this network or this show will not end today. Grateful that I'm here.
Yes, we are grateful for you to go for it. What do you want to share with us? Is there something you are grateful for? Oh, I think she's already grateful that she's here. I think that's so much. That's a whole lot of effort to take. Trying time and time again and again and again, trying to come on the show. It wasn't working, but finally she's here, and she said, "You know what? That's something I'm grateful for. I was able to finally be part of the show." So thank you so much, Rosemary, for being with us. Thank you so much, everyone, for being part of the conversation, for the insight. Margaret, Uncle Mike, Lavin, and everyone in the comment section. We appreciate you. Next week, Friday, it's another time where we spread more positivity and impact more people. Never forget, continue to share these events so that more persons can hear about gratitude, hear about the power that it brings as we share more positivity to more people out there. Till we meet again, same time next week, Friday. Have a wonderful weekend ahead of you.
Every single moment is a new beat to your drama. She's success with global.media.com and celebrate it with or without champagne or rum. She's success with global.media.